Meesseman appears poised to enter the WNBA as one of basketball's most sought-after free agents available. Recent developments suggest the Belgian star could potentially join forces with rising sensation Caitlin Clark, creating significant buzz throughout the league. According to sports journalist Annie Costabale's recent reporting, Meesseman has emerged as a priority target for multiple WNBA franchises. The situation has intensified as teams navigate the league's mid-season roster decisions, with several organizations making strategic moves to create roster space. The WNBA's mid-season cut-down deadline of July 13th has created urgency across the league. Occurring 24 hours before the season's midpoint, teams must finalize their rosters by waiving players, and recent activity has seen the Golden State Valkyries and Las Vegas Aces both releasing multiple players to adjust their lineups. Multiple league sources indicate that Meesseman remains undecided about returning to WNBA competition, but has attracted widespread interest from contending teams. Minnesota, New York, and Phoenix have positioned themselves as the strongest candidates to secure her services, particularly given her status as the 2019 Finals MVP. And I'm telling you right now, Indiana Fever fans has talked about all of this stuff over X. Had a front office need to make a move to try to get Meesseman, which I'm going to share that after we go through this article, man. So, as of right now, Joanna Bonner is now picked up, and it says the WNBA's mid-season cut-down date is fast approaching. A free agent force like Joanna Bonner and Meesseman will factor in decisions for several teams. Meanwhile, Deanna Bonner's situation presents a contrasting narrative. The two-time WNBA champion has struggled to find a new team following her departure from Indiana. Initial expectations suggested Phoenix would pursue Bonner, but according to insider reports, discussions regarding her potential signing have stalled significantly. Bonner's abrupt exit from the Fever has reportedly created hesitation among team executives league-wide. The matter of her departure has raised concerns about her commitment level, with multiple sources suggesting that Indiana's front office may have communicated their displeasure to other organizations. There's no real argument to Paige over Caitlin right now. Caitlin has won more games than Paige when she's been on the floor. Paige has won 3 games this season. Caitlin has won 5. Out of 9, I think Paige has played 13. And at the end of the day, look, I don't really care. It's not that egregious putting Paige above Caitlin. But as you can see, 4v9, Sabrina Ionescu. If you guys don't know the lore with Sabrina Ionescu, the players, Indiana Fever supporters have rallied on social media platforms, urging their franchise to pursue Meesseman aggressively. The prospect of pairing the international star with Caitlin Clark has energized the fan base, who view this combination as potentially transformative for the organization's championship aspirations. Meesseman's elite skill set and proven playoff experience make her an attractive addition for any contender. Her versatility as a forward who can stretch the floor and create matchup problems has made her one of the most coveted players not currently on a WNBA roster. WNBA teams have until July 13, 24 hours before midpoint of the season to waive players. So, we're just seeing teams waive players yesterday and today. I think the Valkyries went on a waiving spree. The Liberty Lynx and Mercury have emerged as the most likely destinations for Meesseman, though the exact timeline for her decision remains unclear. Each organization offers unique advantages, from championship experience to young core players who could complement her veteran presence. As the deadline approaches, teams continue evaluating their roster construction and salary cap situations. The ability to create space for a player of Meesseman's caliber requires careful financial planning and potentially difficult personnel decisions. Bonner's situation serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of professional conduct in a league where reputation and relationships carry significant weight. Her championship pedigree cannot overcome concerns about reliability and team chemistry that have emerged from her Indiana experience. What they're doing to Caitlin, they did to Sabrina Ionescu before Caitlin got there. Now they all pretend to love Sabrina. But Sabrina, there was one year where she didn't get an All-Star starter because she was second in Vaughn vote. She was third in media vote, and she got, I think it was 19th in player vote. I think they voted her as the 19th best guard in the WNBA 2 seasons ago. And it didn't get a starter spot because of it. Alicia Gray, deservedly All-Star, no questions about that. However, the dream of being The contrast between these two situations highlights the different factors that influence player movement in the WNBA. While talent remains paramount, character considerations and cultural fit have become increasingly important as teams build sustainable winning programs. Recent interviews with team officials have emphasized the importance of chemistry and continuity in building successful rosters. Coaches and executives are prioritizing players who demonstrate commitment to organizational values and long-term team success. The Indiana Fever's rebuild around Caitlin Clark represents one of the league's most intriguing storylines, with the franchise seeking veteran players who can accelerate their competitive timeline. Adding a player of Meesseman's caliber could significantly impact their playoff prospects. Market dynamics continue evolving as teams balance immediate competitiveness with future flexibility. The ability to attract and retain top international talent like Meesseman has become a crucial factor in organizational success. League insiders suggest that Meesseman's decision timeline could extend beyond the initial cut-down date, as teams may continue pursuing her throughout the season depending on roster developments and injury situations. The broader implications of these roster moves extend beyond individual teams, as the league continues establishing itself as a premier destination for international basketball talent. Successful integration of players like Meesseman strengthens the WNBA's global appeal and competitive level. Meesseman, who is considering a return to the WNBA but has not definitely made her mind, stares across the league. Contenders like Minnesota, New York, and even Phoenix have the best shots. This what they saying. And in the 2019 Finals MVP, there was an expectation around the league that Bonner could end up at Phoenix. And according to multiple sources, Duana Bonner discusses around signing her. The two-time WNBA was excluded. Bonner is a two-time WNBA. Financial considerations also play a role in these decisions, as teams must balance star player acquisitions with overall roster depth and development of younger players. The salary cap structure requires strategic thinking about resource allocation. Phoenix's interest in both players reflects their aggressive approach to roster construction, though their priorities may shift based on availability and fit within their existing system. The Mercury's championship window remains open with their current core. Minnesota's young core and upward trajectory offer a different appeal, particularly for players interested in being part of a developing championship contender rather than joining an established powerhouse. The timing of these decisions coincides with the league's continued growth in popularity and media attention. High-profile player movements generate additional interest and scrutiny from fans and media outlets. As teams finalize their mid-season rosters, the ripple effects of these decisions will influence competitive balance throughout the remainder of the season and potentially into future seasons as well. The recent WNBA All-Star voting results have sparked considerable discussion regarding how league players evaluated talent across different positions. The player voting specifically ranked Caitlin Clark as the 9th best performer at her position, a placement that has generated significant debate about the assessment criteria used by fellow athletes. When examining the overall rankings, Paige Bueckers secured a higher position than Clark in the All-Star selections, while both players experienced similar injury-related absences from games. With each missing approximately the same number of contests, their statistical contributions and team success metrics tell different stories. Clark's squad achieved 5 victories in 9 appearances, while Bueckers' team managed 3 wins across 13 games played. The voting pattern reveals interesting historical parallels with previous players who faced similar scrutiny. Sabrina Ionescu experienced comparable treatment in past seasons, receiving the 19th position in player voting despite strong fan and media support, ultimately preventing her from securing a starter position. This pattern suggests a recurring theme in how established players evaluate emerging talent. Several specific placements warrant examination. Kelsey Mitchell's positioning above Clark raises questions, particularly given Mitchell's overall impact compared to Clark's comprehensive statistical profile. Similarly, Skylar Diggins-Smith's ranking, while defensible, contributes to the broader discussion about evaluation criteria. Not even a little bit of a good look, man. So we got some any other fever fans as of right now is lighting a fire up under the front office but to get Emma Meesseman, man. These fans ain't messing around. Emma Meesseman is like that, bro. She's like that dog. Now, there is a lot of people saying that Emma Meesseman could end up with the Liberty Lynx or the Mercury as of right now. We don't know where the hell she could end up, but who wouldn't want to come join Caitlin Clark? They could Kelsey Plum's 16th place finish appears particularly surprising given her substantial contributions, including averages of 20.6 points, 6 rebounds and 6.5 assists per game alongside 1.5 steals. Jackie Young's 12th position represents perhaps the most questionable ranking, considering her exceptional performance as a primary playmaker alongside Ojah Wilson's dominant presence. The statistical comparison between Clark and Natasha Cloud reveals striking disparities. Despite playing 8 fewer games than Cloud, Clark accumulated more total points throughout the season. Cloud's third-place assists ranking provides context for her selection, though other statistical categories favor Clark significantly. Even during Clark's shooting struggles, her three-point percentage exceeded Cloud's, while also converting 6 additional three-pointers in substantially fewer games. Multiple players ranked above Clark aren't even the primary guards on their respective teams. Brittany Sykes, for instance, operates alongside Sonia Citron, who arguably serves as the superior guard option. This pattern raises questions about the voting methodology and whether players evaluated individual merit or team dynamics. The Liberty's struggles without key players like Bryna Stewart and Jonquel Jones highlight another inconsistency. Despite having highly ranked players including Cloud and Ionescu, the team's performance deteriorated significantly without certain contributors, suggesting the individual rankings may not reflect actual impact on winning. Young and Plum appear to have received the most questionable treatment in these rankings. Young maintained exceptional health throughout the season while delivering consistent elite performance. Her partnership with Wilson created one of the league's most effective tandems, yet the voting failed to reflect this impact adequately. The voting pattern suggests potential bias towards certain college backgrounds and established networks within the league. Players from specific programs appear to receive more favorable consideration, while others face additional scrutiny regardless of their professional accomplishments. Historical precedent shows similar treatment of players who disrupted established hierarchies. Ionescu faced comparable voting patterns before gaining acceptance, suggesting this represents a recurring phenomenon rather than isolated incidents targeting specific individuals. The geographical and educational connections among voters seem to influence rankings beyond pure basketball merit. Notre Dame, UConn, and other traditional programs maintain strong representation in favorable voting, while players from different backgrounds encounter additional obstacles.